Last orders at the bar, please.
Welcome to Tavern Tales, a curated 5e Dungeons & Dragons adventure set in the tales of the Yawning Portal campaign module by Wizards of the Coast. Previously on Tavern Tales, Round 1 is done. Now on to Round 2 and more in the fight against Keraptis in the White Plume Mountain.
Come sit down and drink with the enemy, raise a glass and toast to the enemy, and I'm not gonna do this on my own. So come sit down and laugh with the enemy, raise a glass and sing to the enemy, and I'm not gonna do this on my own. So I won't end up being alone, 'cause I won't drink my drink alone. So what about you? One beer or two, I'll drink to you.
It is now Keraptis, followed by Jot and Rainbow Unicorn Pants next. How far away is Tenmir?
So he is 120 feet away.
Keraptis rises up from his throne that he's been sitting at still this entire time.
What a dick.
Walks forward with his pudgy self, steps down the stairs and points a very small, chubby little hand with tiny little sausage fingers at Tenmir. And says, "Let me tell you, Tenmir, I want to blow my own horn a little bit here and tell you that you're only going to listen to me and do the things that I tell you to do. And now I want you to make a wisdom saving throw."
Oh, he's trying to charm you.
Is he now?
Which dice was it?
D20.
He's trying to figure out which ones worked the best.
How did we do?
He rolled a 14.
You have failed. So he has cast Dominate Monster. It is a concentration spell.
Cool.
And for the next hour, Tenmir now only does what Keraptis wants Tenmir to do.
Could that be dispelled?
So yes, you could dispel the spell.
Interrupt his.
You can also interrupt, but it also means that Keraptis cannot cast any other concentration spells, of which he has several, and that's going to impose things.
Cool.
So on his turn, I think he goes back up to full hit points, right?
No, he gains 20.
He has 144, so
because he's
back
a
up to full.
vampire.
Yes, he's a vampire.
That's cool. I want to play vampire.
No, you don't. Well, we could play vampire. It's a great game.
Yeah.
So that was Keraptis' turn. It is now Jot's turn.
Jot's invisible.
Yes.
So Jot's going to get that much closer.
Jot continues to fly closer and says, "Oh, I got a bad feeling about this. I do not want to take this next call." All right, so now it is Rainbow Unicorn Pants' turn, followed by Kesnev.
All right. Rainbow Unicorn Pants is going to continue to move closer at a speed of 40 because, yeah.
Trundling away.
Yeah.
I was sad that no one is riding Rainbow Unicorn Pants. That would have been really cool, but that's okay. Like, you put all the knights onto Rainbow Unicorn Pants.
I mean, they can move faster than...
True, but then they're like hidden and protected by it's fine. So Rainbow Unicorn Pants continues to plod forward. It is now Kesnef's turn, followed by Tenmir.
I just realized Kesnef gets points back too.
Correct.
I am going to move forward, and Kesnef is going to turn invisible.
Yeah, so he does that. He looks over at his friend, Zuvus Movedath, through the water, and he mouths to you, "I'm sorry, I just don't want to die." And he turns invisible.
Can you still do attacks when you're invisible?
It will reveal himself once he's, because it's just basic invisibility. So once he's attacked or done or interacted with the environment, he will be made visible in that attack.
Yep.
But he'll have advantage on the strike if he's got something cool he wants to do. All right. That was Kesnef's turn. It is now Tenmir's turn, followed by Snarla and Vulcan. Tenmir sees that Vulcan is very close and decides to engage Vulcan and fly up. I believe he can fly, correct?
Can vampires fly? Probably.
Yeah. They can
Yeah.
jump really high. Unless they turn into bat
It
form.
does not say that he can fly currently. He can Misty Escape and Spider Climb. So, he's not
Spider
turned
climb.
into a vampire bat. So, he cannot attack Vulcan, who is in the air. So, he will instead go after the Gynosphinx, who you said did not fly, correct?
No, the Gynosphinx is in the air.
Ah, okay. So he decides to go after Zuvus Movedath because Zuvus Movedath was sarcastic with me, and he turns to go through the water wall. But of course, he's going to have to move to get there, and that's all he's going to be able to do this turn.
Okay.
Damn it. He just doesn't have enough movement. It is now Snarla's turn, followed by Vulcan and Burkett.
Starla is going to cast Magic Missile at a higher level to get more magic missiles.
Sounds great.
Yeah. So level 3.
Wow. Okay. So
That'll
that's
be 5, yeah.
All right. 5d4 plus 5.
Yep.
Roll high.
18.
That is a good amount of damage, of force damage, and
And she gets to stay back
Lich
at
is very mad and uses that madness.
He's a lich?
Yeah, he's definitely a lich.
Oh, Jesus.
You are fighting a lich.
No.
CR21, Keraptis, the Lich Lord. He gets angry and he points 2 fingers and does this like gross beckoning with his little sausage pudgy hands and says his assault the cat words again to cast Ray of Frost at the Gynosphinx. I have a 20 to hit.
Yes.
19 points of frost damage. Gynosphinx doesn't have any resistances to frost or anything like that?
No.
Okay. It was Tenmir's turn, so Tenmir goes back up to 144 hit points as well. Thanks for tracking that for me. Very effective and helpful. And it is now Vulcan's turn, followed by Burkett, and then the Knights.
Yeah, so Vulcan's going to just move 40 feet,
Yep.
and then he's going to use a bonus action to enter his rage.
So you are going to fly 40 feet?
Yes.
Okay, so you're continuing to fly forward 40 feet in the air, and now you're raging.
Yes.
Okay. How far away from Keraptis are you now?
You said he's 180, so I am 60 feet away.
Okay. Then he will also shoot you with a Ray of Frost. That'll slow you down by 10 feet around as well. He's going to shoot at you. I have a 36 to hit.
That's a miss,
Oh, okay. Good to know. Because?
because I said so.
Oh, okay.
Because I can make up rules as I go.
18 points of frost damage. That was Vulcan's turn. It is now Burkett's turn, followed by the Knights and Sir Bluto.
Burkett's going to move to the edge of the wall of water
Sure.
and shoot his heavy crossbow with disadvantage.
Sounds great. Is there anything magical about this crossbow?
Sure.
Where and how?
What makes it look magical?
What makes it mad? Did anybody cast magic weapon on this item? Did anybody do anything leading up to this that they'd like to spend a white gem on if their character does have magic weapon, or one of the Gynosphinx does, or anybody has something that could help? Because unless this is magical, it will not do any damage.
Oh.
None of the... Oh.
And that you are realizing now is the case.
Yeah, I got
So the Knights and Sir Bluto cannot do anything?
Well, again, they can do stuff.
I don't have any magical weapons, so he might as well just stay back there.
They're all hiding. So all of the Lich's extra stuff that he can do is all being targeted on the massive big ones. I don't get to blow a Ray of Frost 3 times a turn on anybody else, which I was hoping I'd get to do on the Knights as they charge in to like stop and kill this guy up. They're all hiding, so I don't get to do anything to them, and they're all too far away. So unfortunately, I have to keep hitting the Gynosphinx over and over and over again. I don't get any choice on that. So does anybody have, what about you, Artificer? Do you have any? No? Okay.
No.
What are your 2 infusion-y thingies that potions that you got to do?
Well, the potions are not very helpful.
How close is he to Tenmir? Burkett.
Yeah, Tenmir is charging back at the group.
Yeah, so
you could
he's
target
gonna.
him instead if you would like to.
Yeah, so he's less than 100 feet.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll shoot him.
Okay.
I mean, he's a vampire, so it probably still won't work, but whatevs.
Yep.
All right. It's a 14.
That is not a hit against the vampire.
Okay, well, I'm shooting at the vampire.
Sounds good. Yeah, you see him coming, and he does not look like he's a good person at this moment. So That was Burkett shooting at him. And what are the knights and Bluto up to?
So the knights are just going to double move,
Okay.
all of them.
Yep. They throw their crossbows down, pull their swords, and charge.
They're probably a little slow because they're very hurt,
Well,
which
true.
is why they're hiding.
Does the Gynosphinx have any heals?
Nope.
So the knights will double move.
Okay.
So they're now 120 feet
Give or
away?
take. Or, I mean, they had moved forward 30 feet at minimum anyway at one point. So now they're like 90-ish feet away. They're charging in.
Okay. And then Sir Bluto will move with them.
Cool. Are they doing anything else?
Sir Bluto is going to use his second wind to
Okay.
regain 20 hit points.
Ooh, that's a good idea. So he does so. Does Sir Bluto happen to have the moon-touched sword, maybe?
Yes. Yes, he
You don't
does.
even need to spend a white
No.
gem for that. He hasn't gotten close enough to even attack in melee range, so
Does that just have the same?
gets an extra +1 to damage and +1 to hit. Or if he ever gets to make a melee strike, your good friend Sir Bluto. We'll go from there.
Okay.
Cool. That was the knights and Sir Bluto as they all charge. Even the lieutenant guy, who was such a jerk, he is the first to lead the knights through the water wall to charge forward. It's even his idea, and Sir Bluto follows. The Gynosphinx, followed by Zubus and Thesis.
The Gynosphinx is going to attempt to dispel magic on Tenmir.
Okay,
Is Tenmir 120 feet away from the Gynosphinx?
less than that.
Okay. What level did the spell that you used on him? What level
I
was
won't tell you that. How would you know?
Well, no, it says any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends.
Yes. It is assuredly a much higher than 3rd level spell. The Gynosphinx would know that too. So, I think if you cast Dispel Magic at a higher level, though, it also takes out those other levels.
It says, for each spell of 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spell casting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level.
Yes, and when you cast it at a higher level, you don't have to make that roll, depending on what level you use. So what level of spell are you going to cast Dispel Magic at? Because that'll also impact the roll that you're going to make.
I'll cast it at 4th level.
All right, so you're going to cast it at 4th level, and you're going to roll now a spell casting ability check to see if you can end this spell on Tenmir. How'd you do?
So 15 and then...
That's awesome. You definitely would have succeeded. But Keraptis uses his executive order ability because he's in charge. Because the people put him there for some stupid reason. And with his ability, he uses his reaction to counterspell and says, "I sue your ass," and sends his lawyers out against the Gynosphinx and counterspells your attempted spell.
Sweet.
But because you it's not going to matter. He succeeds. Because you cast it at a higher than 3rd level spell slot, he would have had to roll. So he rolled, he succeeded, but you've used up one of his 3rd level spell slots. There we go. Which is super helpful.
Yay, good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that was the Gynosphinx's turn. Does not manage to would have been successful, just so you know, would have been successful at turning back Tenmir to your purpose. Instead, Tenmir charges and sees a whole bunch of knights now suddenly running through a wall, and he smiles. Actually, has no expression on his face because he is controlled by the Lich. And we turn now to Zubus' turn, followed by Thesis, where we will end turn 2.
Zubus is going to move once, and then he is going to cast
Oh, wow.
Melf's Acid Arrow.
How far does that go?
90 feet.
Okay.
Because I think I'm just now at the 90 feet mark.
So you've gone through the water wall as well. You're no longer protected by it. No one is behind the water wall then.
Now
Okay.
it's just there if someone needs to retreat.
Needs to run away. Okay.
Yeah.
Is water wall a concentration?
Concentration.
It is. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to remember.
Make a ranged spell attack.
Yep.
Ah, yeah.
You have hit with Melf's Acid Arrow.
So on a hit, the target takes 4d4 acid damage immediately and 2d4 acid damage at the end of its next turn.
Woo.
Okay.
So
Sounds good.
That was
we'll
great.
We'll hold
What
the
do you
2d4.
say? What does this look like? You step through the water wall, soaking wet suddenly, and then, the water stays in the water wall, so you just come through dry. And what do you say?
Stop hurting all my new friends. I've never had them before.
Do you look at Vulcan when you say that?
Oh yeah, I make very
Aw.
intense eye contact with Vulcan.
And then what does this
Okay,
spell
so
look
cute.
like?
It's one of the only things that Zuvus has that isn't from his spray bottle.
Oh, yeah.
And he pulls out what looks to be a little green shimmering pin.
Mhm.
And he launches it kind of like a javelin. And as he throws it, it gets bigger and longer.
Oh, cool.
And then upon impact, it explodes in a bunch of sparkling green dust. And that's what contributes to the acid at the end of the turn.
Love it. That's great. You launch it. You didn't even throw it very hard because it does its thing on its own under its own energies. It hits directly in the shoulder and ruins the suit, the robes of Keraptis. And Keraptis is like, I'm going to send you my dry cleaning bill. I'm going to send you my dry cleaning bill. He looks angrily at you. His hair doesn't move. All right. It is now Thesis Phase's turn.
Yeah, she's going to stay where she is and do another Eldritch Blast.
Sounds great.
Raven Queen, this guy's gross. Yeah.
Both have hit, I believe.
Yeah, that's 2 hits. So that's 15 damage total.
Yep.
Take that, sucker.
I will not take that. That is reprehensible. The worst, I would say, that I've ever seen. And you suck. And he will use his last legendary action to fire another frostbolt at the Gynosphinx, hitting, doing 14 points of damage. It is now Keraptis' turn. Things are trundling, moving towards him. Kesnef is invisible. Snarla's still pretty far away.
Yeah, Snarla is far away. Snarla is at 120 feet exactly, because that's magic missile.
Oh, yeah. Do you just keep popping from behind the water wall, pew, 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 and popping back in?
Yeah, sure. Jot's got a plan. Well, it's my plan.
How far away is our good friend Vulcan?
60 feet.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
He points a pudgy sausage finger at you. Tiny little hands. These tiny little hands. So small. And he says, "You are fired." And he sticks his thumb up when he does it like he's pointing a gun at you. And a sizzling ray of terrible energy lances towards you. And I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dodge.
18.
Well, you already know the difficulty that you have
That's
to
20.
make here.
Okay.
So,
Oh, hey, you, Paige. He's 2 away from making a dexterity saving
Oh,
throw.
I'll use Flash of Genius.
you use a flash of genius,
Don't worry, Vulcan. I've got you.
which is now +5, getting him to 23, right? Is it +5 now for flash of genius?
I don't think so. I don't think it changed.
Did you increase your intelligence to +5?
I did.
Then it's +5.
Nice. Yes, it is.
This thin green ray misses you, and as a result, you do not take 10d6 plus 40 damage.
Ow.
Solely because of the help afforded you by Zubus Move Death. What's the range on your...
Enough.
I'm pretty sure it's someone you can see, but I don't know if it's the distance here.
I feel like it's words of encouragement. Like, you got it, kid.
I think it's a flash of genius to know. A disintegrated creature and everything it is wearing and carrying, except for the magical items, are reduced to a pile of fine gray dust.
Oh, God.
The creature can only be restored to life by means of a true resurrection or wish spell.
It's
Flash
like a
of
necklace.
Genius.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
How far away?
When you or another creature you can see within 30 feet of you
I
makes an
think you
ability
were
check or
within
saving
30
throw.
feet because you had moved forward.
I'm at 90 feet.
and he's at 60.
Oh, so we're good.
Look at my maths.
You have done it.
We're like just good.
Just barely good enough.
You owe me your
by
life.
inches. And yes, he does. All right, that's one flash of inspiration, flash of genius down. I don't know how many you have left.
3.
It's Jot's turn.
It's Jot's turn
All right, so
in the third round.
telepathically, Thesis is like, "Hey, Mr. J, I'm gonna need you to be as scary as you can in your little cute body."
Okay. What are you asking me to do here?
He's going to cast Scare because he's within 20 feet of Keraptis. It's a long shot, but I think it would be hilarious if he succeeded.
All right. What does that do? What is the requirement here?
Scare is one creature of Quasit's choice within 20 feet must succeed on a DC 10 wisdom check. Oh, God. Or be frightened for 1 minute. Target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each turn with disadvantage if the Quasit is within line of sight, ending the effects on itself on a success.
Okay.
Just funny. I want him to be funny and scary. What is scary to this guy from a Quasit's perspective?
He pops in front and holds a microphone out and he says, "You're on live on CVC Sports at night. Tell us what you thought about the game last night with the Cincinnati Bengals and Miami Dolphins. Yeah, I totally thought Miami's going to win. What are your thoughts on the matter?" And the Lich doesn't matter because he's immune to being frightened.
Oh.
He takes the microphone and he says, "It was such a dumb choice to change the Washington Commanders to that name. I saw nothing wrong with their previous name. They were a good team, and this is just another element why we need to make our dungeon great again."
Oh my lord.
Please kill him.
We're trying.
We're trying.
We're trying.
All right.
Speaking of trying to kill him, we forgot to do the acid at the end of his turn.
Sure. Roll the acid.
5.
Okay.
Well, that makes me unhappy that he's immune to fear.
Correct.
Boo. I don't have many things the Quasit can do then.
No, that was Jot's turn. Although, you know what? I'm going to give you a blue gem for the fun of that little moment there. I quite like that. So you may have a blue gem. Poof, blue gemmed. It is now Rainbow Unicorn Pants' turn to trundle into view, followed by Kesnef.
Yes, Rainbow Unicorn Pants continues to walk forward.
Still trundling, hasn't taken...
So he's gone 120, so he's at
Yes.
80 feet out.
Yeah, 80 feet out. Rainbow Unicorn's Pants slowly makes his way there. And it is now Kesnef's turn, followed by Tenmir and then Snarla.
Kesnef is going to move to
Yep.
get within 60 feet.
Yep.
And he is going to risk his invincibility and cast Cone of Cold.
Okay, that Cone of Cold is... No, it won't hit Jot. So it's going to hit only the Lich at this point.
Yes.
Okay.
Which was his plan.
Sure.
So each creature must make a Constitution saving throw.
I have succeeded.
So creature takes 8d8 cold damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one.
All right, so roll 8d8. That was a lot of 8s and 7s. 46, I'm seeing.
46. Yep. So half of that, 23.
23.
All right, so 23, but he is resistant to cold damage, so that's only 11 damage.
No, I rolled so well.
Jot's like, "Whoa, hey, I'm in the way here." And let's go to commercial break. And he is not involved in that. So that was Kesnef's turn. Kesnef is close enough, though, that he now gets shot by Keraptis with a Ray of Frost. 24 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
15 points of cold damage for Kesnef. That was Kesnef's turn. It is now Tenmir, followed by Snarla. Tenmir grabs one of the knights and attacks the knight vociferously and thoroughly. And I've realized, though, that our Lich has taken a couple of points of damage, so he has to make a Constitution saving throw to continue to maintain his concentration, and he does so. So the vampire will grab one of the knights that we don't really know. Whew. I don't know how many hit points the knights have left, but that was a lot of damage, and the knight is dead. That's cool. We will let Paige know that one of the knights is now deceased, as we turn now to Snarla's turn, followed by Vulcan and Burkett. Snarla, what would you like to do?
Casting Magic Missile at a higher level again.
Okay.
It's the smartest
I
thing
love
to
it.
do.
Mm-hmm.
18.
All right. He succeeds on his Constitution saving throw. Does she have any third levels left?
Just go one more.
Wow. Go Snarla. He will shoot Kesnef with another Frost Bolt. Nat 20? Ooh, that's not good for Kesnef.
You mean the Gynosphinx?
No, Kesnef. He's shooting because Kesnef appeared and did Cone of Cold, and he was like, "You think you're cold? I'll show you cold. I'll snatch your feline entity. And he rolls 8d8. 38 points of cold damage to Kesnev.
Oh, geez.
Yep. Is Kesnev at all resistant to cold, or?
I was trying. It doesn't look like he's resistant to anything.
There you go. That's probably the case. He's not that high.
You said 38?
Yep, 38 points of damage cold to Kesnev. Kesnev is also slowed down, cannot move around much this turn. By the end of his next turn. It is now Vulcan's turn, followed by Burkett, and then the Knights and Sir Bluto.
Can I ask a rule clarification
Sure.
question? Can Jot cast spells for me?
Touch attack spells, yes. We'll get to that on your turn. Go, Vulcan.
So what he's going to do is he's got Whelm in his right hand.
Yes.
So he's going to dive bomb down 20 feet away,
Yep.
slam Whelm onto the ground, and use its shockwave ability.
How are you doing that to me, you scurvy? You're not even a dwarf. Why would I help you at all?
Yes.
That's the sword or the weapon talking to you.
Oh, is it?
I'm not going to do that. You make me do these things. You're not even a dwarf. You're a damn tiefling. You're like the least of my likes.
We all have to do things in life that we aren't especially inclined to do. But I could really use your help at this particular junction.
And why would I help you?
Because out of all of these weapons that we ever claimed, you are the most spectacularly made.
I don't care about that. I know I'm the best already. I'm dwarven created and dwarven crafted. I should be wielded by a dwarf.
I do not have any dwarves around me. But if I crouch really low, I can simulate that for you if you'd like.
Oh, you think I'm a fool, do you?
Not in the slightest.
So what will you do for the weapon to make it want to help you?
I can promise him a dwarf if we make it out of here.
All right, why don't you say that?
I promise that I will put you in the hands of a dwarf if we make it out of this alive.
I like the way you first said it. I promise him a dwarf. Like, I'll just call one up on Uber Eats.
Yeah. I'll summon one.
Oh, yeah, you know the likely candidates, do you?
There's a couple in mind.
Who?
There's this...
Band of dwarves that had to...
I know of this great dwarf by the name of Oscar, who would be quite inclined to see what a well-crafted dwarven warhammer would look like.
He's going to use Whelm? All right.
We'll find out one day if he uses Whelm or not.
Oscar what?
Oscar Stonehammer.
Stonehammer. That's a not quite regal name, but it'll do in a pinch. All right, you promise me this sturdy dwarven fella, and he meets my appraisal. I won't make you carry me around and find a better dwarf. But if he's not, you will.
And that's when you slam Whelm into the ground and do the big effect? What does that look like? What does that look like?
So he slams it down, and then just this massive wave of dust emanates from the impact point.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a low rumble throughout the ground.
Spreading out forward?
Yes.
And what does it do?
So each creature of my choice must succeed on a DC 15 con saving throw or become stunned for 1 minute.
I have, what's the difficulty?
DC 15.
I have a 16.
Cool. And so now I can't use that again.
All right. Dang. That was a good attempt.
And that's all I can do on my turn, because that was my action.
Cool. All right. You slam him down. You get it. Tenmir's attention, but he is going to shoot the Gynosphinx again with another ray of frost. Hitting, doing 14 frost damage to the Gynosphinx. How's the Gynosphinx doing?
Ow.
She's not doing so well.
No?
No. Why did I cross that off? You said 14, right?
Correct. 14 frost damage. That was Vulcan's amazing turn. Vulcan is now 20 feet away from the Lich.
Yes, I am.
That is very dangerous for you. It is now Burkett and the Knights, and then Bluto's turn. Burkett
is going to shoot at Tenmir
Okay.
again.
Just as like a
Yeah.
distraction, harrying sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing else he can do, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you roll, he hits or
13.
not. It doesn't even hurt the Lich.
Yeah.
And is he continuing to move forward though too?
No.
Oh, okay. Is he protecting Snarla?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the Knights and Sir Bluto up to?
The remaining knights and Sir Bluto are all going to multi-attack Tenmir.
Okay, cool. Yeah, they see him take down one of their own, and they all turn against him. Now there are 7 of them. They'll have to like move in and move out in order to do so.
Yep.
that means an attack of opportunity will be given to Tenmir on one of them at minimum.
Okay.
So I'll roll that. Tenmir hits. Tenmir with his attack does 8 bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
Base attack there.
So they're all hitting with their great swords.
Absolutely.
How am I rolling this?
Well, you have 7 guys,
Yeah. And
each
they're
making
2 attacks.
2 attacks. What is their plus to hit?
+5.
Oh, well, they're pretty good to hit then, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to need a 50-50 to hit because his armor class is 16, so they need to roll 11 or better.
Right.
So it's 50%. So it doesn't really matter what dice you roll. If you roll higher than 50% on that die, it's essentially a hit. How many attacks do you have to make? 14 total?
Mhm.
So let's just say 7 of them hit
Okay.
because that's an average of half.
Yeah.
And how much damage do they do?
Average 10.
Holy moly. So that's going to be 50 damage. However, he is resistant to slashing damage from weapons. So I'll just say Tenmir takes 25 points of damage. And let's say there's an odd chance of a critical attack in there. We'll just up it to 30. So
Sure.
he takes 30 damage.
Wonderful.
And that was making it very, very simple. So they're all moving in and out and they're attacking and they're slashing and whatnot. They've attracted Tenmir's attention. These 7 knights are going to take some time for Tenmir to deal with. And so if you don't want to make all of these rolls, we can move Tenmir out of the conflict for an exceptional period of time as he has to try to fight these 7 knights. Is Sir Bluto involved in the fight against Tenmir?
Yes.
Okay, what does he do?
He is also going to use his multi-attack, but
Okay.
he is going to do it with his short bow.
Not with the magical board?
Yeah, he'll do it with the moon touch sword.
All right, he moves in with a moon touch sword. This is the one you want to roll. Roll his attacks because he gets 2, right?
He gets 3.
Ooh, roll his 3 attacks. What does Sir Bluey say?
He will say, "How dare you hurt and kill my comrades?"
Yeah. Get your head in it, you fool.
Oh, and then he also has +1 to all of those, right?
Right.
Because of the...
But the 6 isn't going to get there because he needs... Is he plus 10? What is the plus to hit?
9.
So he's plus 10. So
Yeah.
that hits as well.
Oh, damn.
There you go. Now you're going to roll. The moon touched sword is a short sword, right?
Yes.
So you're going to roll 3d6.
And then it gets +1 as well, right? Is that what we said? 1 damage, 1 hit?
Well, no, you're going to go 3d6 plus 18. So 30 points of damage.
Nice.
He did the same amount of damage as all those knights did
Yeah. Go, Sir
in his
Bluto.
3 strikes. Okay, that was Sir Bluto's turn and the knights. Keraptis chooses not to do anything at the end of that, leaving us to the Gynosphinx's turn, followed by Zubus and Thesis. And then we will begin round 4. The Gynosphinx does what?
The Gynosphinx is going to YOLO, and she's going to try and banish Keraptis. Using banishment.
I mean, if you're going to go.
Might as well.
Yeah, YOLO. Well, let's see if actually that happens. Because the Lich probably has some BS ability.
Okay, so you're going to cast Banishment. What's the DC?
DC 17.
I have succeeded. He is not banished.
Cool.
Good try, though.
It is now Zubus' turn, followed by Thesis. Did the Gynosphinx also move closer?
No.
Okay, then it's going to use his 3rd action to fire another Frostbolt at the Gynosphinx. Maybe I'll take it out this turn. 17 to hit, doing 18 points of damage.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Can Spare the Dying bring back a Gynosphinx?
That's what I was gonna use.
Are you close enough?
Keep in mind that Gynosphinx is...
Because I think you have to touch the dying
you have
creature.
to touch it.
Yeah, no, but I have a closet.
Yes.
Who can
so,
touch a dying
Yeah, I mean,
creature?
absolutely. The Gynosphinx is now dying, quote
Okay.
unquote.
Where is the Gynosphinx at, like, distance-wise from the dude?
20 feet or so.
Oh, so the closet's right there?
Yeah. So,
Because remember, he moved down the steps towards the Gynosphinx so that he can
right.
60 feet at most away.
Okay.
Cool. That was the Gynosphinx's turn to die. It is now Zubus'
Do I
turn.
have to roll? Like,
No.
That's
It's not the Gynosphinx's turn anymore.
Oh, okay.
And you won't be rolling death saves for the Gynosphinx. That's ridiculous. I will add way too much to this entire combat. It is now Zubus' turn, followed by Thesis.
Zuvus is gonna launch another acid arrow. Melf's acid arrow.
Ooh, okay. You don't have many of those spell slots left.
I have 2. but I still have my ring that can give me another one.
Okay.
19.
That is a hit. Roll your 44.
11. And then he'll get more acid damage at the end of his turn.
Mm-hmm.
Which I will remember this time.
Sounds great. That was Zubus' turn. It is now Thesis' turn.
All right. So, how close is the closet to the Gynosphinx?
More than 30 feet away, I would think.
All right. So I can't do anything until he moves. So it's his turn to move. That's all.
The Quasit has to move first. All right.
Yeah. So I'm going to do another Eldritch Blast.
Sounds great.
With the Raven Queen. Raven Queen, please guide me. With the 2 fingers.
While you tell Jot to do something, what else is Jot doing?
Jot, when you have a second, please go to the Gynosphinx. I think we could try and save it.
Oh, you're asking me to do some sort of MLA magic soccer ball thing? Magic water bottle thing?
Yeah.
All right, I can do that.
You need a 17 to hit, did you?
That's 16 and that's an 18. So
And one of them is hit.
All right, 8.
Okay.
Snarl is by far the best right now. Using up all our spell slots.
So Snarla is there.
Mm-hmm.
And how many hit points does Snarla have
Left?
total? I don't think really she only got hit by the fireball, right?
Yeah, she did. So 18.
That's all she has left?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay. That's a pretty good amount.
Raise a glass and drink with the enemy. Raise a glass and sing with the enemy. And I'm not gonna do this on my own. And raise a glass and toast to the enemy. Raise a glass and sing to the enemy. And I'm not gonna do this on my own.
This concludes this episode of Tavern Tales, a curated Dungeons & Dragons 5e game set in the Tales of the Yawning Portal adventure module by Wizards of the Coast. Our intro and outro music is the song Tavern Tales by the Bad Billy Band. You can find out more about the Bad Billy Band on iTunes or at www.badbillyband.com or follow them on Twitter at badbillyband. Thanks for listening. Please feel free to leave us a review on iTunes or find us on Twitter at tavern_tales. We'll be back next week with more of the adventure.
The narrator for Tavern Tales is a dwarf, right?
No, he's a gnome.
Ah.
It's Erky.
Well, no, I know. I just thought if he was a dwarf, I would have given Whelm to the narrator.
Through the story. And this is the story of how I got well.
Yep. If he was a dwarf.
And now I'm underwhelmed.
Is Dinfizzle Findazzle a dwarf?
Gnome as well.
Forge of Fury. You know 5 of them.
No, but I don't remember their names. It's been a while.
Their last name was?
No.
Really?
I know the nose thing.
A boop of a snoot?
Yeah. But I don't remember.
Any of your characters?
What was your character?
What was your character's name?
I don't know why you asked me that if I don't remember the last name.
I just thought you might remember your character's name. There is one character in amongst that group that could be named that might be the best to use Whelm, and it is none other than, do you remember your character's name?
From which one?
From Forge of Fury? It's not that long. Is it really that long ago, guys?
Yeah.
There's just so many character names in my head. I just don't know which one was for that one. There's been a lot of character names.
Who was your dwarf that you played?
I found a name. Raxo is my cousin.
Raxo is whose cousin?
Aaron's character's cousin.
And now read that backwards.
Cousin Aaron character.
No, read Raxo backwards.
I'm so fucking stupid.
Oscar. I have that.
What was your character's name? Eldeth Stonehammer.
Oh, right, Eldeth. I knew the voice. I could tell you what the voice was. I just couldn't remember the name. It's Eldeth.
Oscar.
You guys are nuts. You haven't even played that many times. I can remember like every character name I've ever played, but like even for one shots. Anyway, it's fine.
I remember my character's name. Melusine.
It's right at the front of your book too. So it's not like every time you open that book, it says Melusine at the front.
Melusine.
But yeah. So